Hey everyone, let's talk about something we see all over the internet. The alpha male. You know the image? The loudest guy in the room. The one who always has to be in charge. The one who thinks power is about dominating everyone around them. It's this chest-thumping, aggressive caricature that's sold to us as the peak of masculinity. But what if I told you that this entire concept is built on a misunderstanding of what real strength is? What if true power isn't about controlling others, but about mastering yourself? That's exactly what the ancient Stoics believed. And today, we're going to unpack their wisdom to find a much healthier, more profound definition of strength. The modern alpha ideal is often tied to external validation. It's about having the most money, the flashiest car, the most followers. It's a performance. You have to constantly prove your dominance, one-up the next person, and never show a moment of vulnerability. This creates a really fragile existence. Think about it. If your sense of self-worth depends entirely on what other people think of you, or on things that can be taken away in an instant, you're not powerful. You're a puppet, and your strings are being pulled by external circumstances. It's a life of constant anxiety, always looking over your shoulder, terrified of losing your spot at the top of a make-believe hierarchy. Now, let's contrast this with the Stoic perspective. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus had a radically different idea of power. For them, the ultimate prize wasn't ruling over others. It was ruling over your own mind. They believed the only thing you truly control is your inner world, your thoughts, your judgments, and your reactions. Everything else what people say about you, whether you get that promotion, even your own health is ultimately outside your complete control. The Stoic alpha, if we can even use that term, is the person who has achieved inner mastery. They are the master of their own soul. This isn't about being passive or emotionless. That's a common misconception about Stoicism. It's about being discerning. A Stoic feels anger, but they don't let it dictate their actions. They feel disappointment, but they don't let it crush their spirit. They can stand in the middle of a storm, whether it's a business crisis or a personal conflict, and maintain their inner calm. Their strength comes from an internal, unshakable foundation, not from external applause. This is true invincibility. No one can take away your character. No one can steal your virtue. So, how does this translate into practical, everyday actions? Let's break it down. First, the Stoic focuses on virtue. The four cardinal virtues are wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Let's look at courage. The modern alpha sees courage as being aggressive or fearless, but Stoic courage is about facing difficulty with integrity. It's the courage to have a difficult but honest conversation. It's the courage to admit when you're wrong. It's the courage to do the right thing, even when it's hard or unpopular. It's a moral courage, not just a physical one. Then there's temperance, or self-control. This is a huge one. The pop culture alpha is often portrayed as indulging in every impulse, taking whatever they want. But the Stoic understands that true freedom isn't the ability to satisfy every whim. It's the ability to choose not to. It's about mastering your desires, not being a slave to them. Whether it's resisting that extra piece of cake, turning off your phone to be present with your family, or walking away from a pointless argument, temperance is the muscle of self-mastery. Every time you exercise it, you get stronger. What about wisdom? The Stoic seeks wisdom to understand the difference between what they can control and what they cannot. This simple distinction is life-changing. When you stop wasting energy trying to control other people's opinions or outcomes you can't influence, you free up an immense amount of mental and emotional resources. You can then direct that energy toward what actually matters. Your own actions, your own character, and your own responses. You become more effective, more focused, and a lot less stressed. And finally, justice. The Stoic idea of justice isn't about punishment. It's about treating others fairly and with respect, understanding that we are all part of a larger human community. The modern alpha often operates from a place of self-interest, viewing others as either tools or obstacles. The Stoic, however, understands that true strength is used to lift others up, not push them down. A truly strong person is a leader who serves, a mentor who guides, and a friend who supports. They create value and contribute to the well-being of their community. Their power is constructive, not destructive. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. He was arguably the most powerful man in the world at the time. He could have done anything he wanted. But what did he do? He spent his free moments writing in his journal, reminding himself to be a better person. He wrote things like, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." He wasn't focused on dominating his enemies. He was focused on not letting their negativity corrupt his own character. He chose self-mastery over worldly power, even when he had all the worldly power one could imagine. That is the ultimate example. So, let's bring this back to our lives. The next time you feel the pressure to be the loudest person in the room, to win every argument, or to show off your success, take a step back. Ask yourself, am I trying to control others, or am I trying to master myself? True strength is quiet confidence. It's the ability to listen more than you speak. It's admitting you don't have all the answers. It's being kind when you have the power to be cruel. It's holding yourself to a higher standard than you hold anyone else. This path isn't easy. It requires constant practice, self-reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. It's a lifelong journey, not a destination. But it is a journey that leads to a kind of power that no one can ever take from you. It leads to tranquility, resilience, and genuine self-respect. You stop seeking validation from the outside world because you've finally found it within yourself. Instead of chasing the fleeting, hollow image of the alpha, let's strive to be what the Stoics called a prokopton, one who is making progress. Let's focus on becoming a little bit better each day, a little more patient, a little more courageous, a little wiser, and a little more just. That's a game where everyone wins. That's the real path to strength. That is the truth about what it means to be truly powerful. Thanks for watching today. I hope this gives you a new perspective to think about. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And if you want more content that dives deep into philosophy for modern life, make sure you subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.